Welcome back to Futbol Watch 90.
Hello and welcome back. Today I wanted to share more ideas for football drills that you can execute on your own. That means that you won't need anyone else but yourself and your own motivation to push you through the exercises. A little different from our other times, this time I wanted to show some of my warm-up routines. It is important to warm up in order to get your muscles activated and wake them up either by stretching or contracting the muscles. During activity of playing football, the muscles eccentrically or concentrically contract. Eccentric contraction is when force is applied to a lengthened muscle, opposed to concentric contraction, which is when tension is applied to a muscle in a shortened state. Most common example, a bicep curl. When the elbow is bent, the bicep is shortened and therefore it's concentrically contracting. And when you bring the weight down on that bicep curl with a straightened arm, the bicep is eccentrically contracting. So in both occasions, the muscle is still applying resistance, but at a different length for that given muscle or muscle groups. In short, warm-ups are important to muscles in both stretching and contracting. Another important aspect of warm-ups is to warm up the synovial fluids in your joints. Synovial fluids are a liquid substance that resides between the joints. They allow the movement of joints to occur in a smooth fashion. They are important because they provide cushion in the joints. Without it, joint movement, for example, in our hips would be extremely painful, given that the bone articulations do not have any liquid to provide lubrication and smooth joint rotation. Synovial fluids can move more freely between the joints if they are warm up. I hope I've convinced you to make warm-ups a part of your routine. Personally, I carry around a pressure gauge and an air pump. I always check the ball is filled to the recommended pressure in the individual ball. The Aurilla is recommended at 14.5 psi. If you are trying to compare your kicks to a professional, I highly recommend that you also do this as well. The Volt ball is a professional grade FIFA quality ball. However, the recommended pressure is 10 psi maximum, so things will be different. I personally prefer the 14.5 psi. Yes, the ball feels a bit harder, but after a while you get used to it and your technique also improves. Little touches on the ball are a good way to get started. Get your heart pumping and the blood flowing. This drill is excellent for when you want to get moving and kicking. Kicking the ball side to side as you run left and right, getting a kick on the first touch, and quickly moving the opposite direction to catch up to the ball. You can also try this by first controlling the ball and then kicking it to the wall. Either way, I think it's a very great drill to get into your routine to get your body moving. You'll be surprised how quickly you tire out from this one. Salam with the ball and finishing. I believe this is a great way to practice your finishing on the box. The change of direction is always something you must use to your advantage in a game. As I go through my last obstacle, I go either direction and target the bottom corners of the goal. Kicking down on the corners works to your favor because you're using gravity to your advantage. Goalies are trained to block with their hands, so instinctively, when you kick to the bottom corner, they will try to block with their hands, even though it might be better to block with their feet in some instances. You have to read the situation as it plays out. However, my point being that if a goalie will try to block with their hands, they will need to jump to either side and fall to the ground to get to the ball. Another thing to consider is targeting the far corners. A goalie will naturally follow your lead whichever direction you're going. When you move one way, they try to close the angle for you to shoot to your nearest spot. Just be mindful of how much of an angle you actually have, because there comes some point when you might narrow down your angle to shoot in your corner. Things change in an instant in football, so always keep your head up and look for the best chances to score. Final drill is suicide runs. I'm a big fan of suicide runs because they are really physically demanding on your legs. I recommend this on a day you know you will have some rest days up ahead. You will set 3 points where you will be running from back and forth. At the end of the last point, you will continue your run with the ball and set yourself up to shoot. Thank you for joining me today. I hope these drills are helpful and fun. As always, your likes and subs are greatly appreciated. Till the next one, this is Luis with Futbol Watch 90.
Get dangerous. Get dangerous. Shameless.